Morning guys, good morning guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So straight over to those charts. Yeah, 4 hour chart, you can see we're still in this channel that we've got drawn. Just literally just tested the bottom of it now. And yeah, just testing the bottom of it now basically, and got supported by by the channel and by this horizontal support also. So yeah, still trying to keep this upwards trajectory. Not trajectory, that's the wrong word. But yeah, so if obviously this is the main level to break, we have obviously got another pennant of sorts. You can see our highs coming down here and our lows coming up here. But obviously we've got the lows already drawn on. I don't like to clutter the chart up too much, but I feel like this is actually quite an important line that I do have to draw, because we are coming quite close to the end of it, and I think we'll break out one way or the other, and we have just tested the bottom of it. So are we gonna come back and test the top and break out? I do think breaking this trend line here will trigger a move, quite possibly to the top of this channel, so to around the 9,000, well 9,400, 9,500 area. But like I've said though, we are testing the bottom now. We could drop out the bottom of this pennant very easily. And if we do, yeah, I mean, I could pretty much see us around about the 9,000, and then I don't really see that stopping us. At present, I think we would have to come down and test this 8,600 zone. I will just extend this out a little bit as well, just to keep it, yeah, just to keep it on there. There we go. So yeah, I'll potentially be looking down for that 8,600. So again, today we are in the balance. We're starting to build up quite a few trend lines going on here. I am considering getting rid of this longer term one here, because it just kind of clutter the immediate what we've got going on in the immediate term. In fact, we will do that now. We will get rid of this long-term trend line. I believe I've highlighted it. Yep, there it's gone. So just to declutter, obviously we know it's there. We know we are roughly above it. But yeah, you can see that made things a lot more cleaner, a lot more understand, because that line, I mean, whilst it is an important line, it's not necessarily on the time frame that we're looking at, and it also you can't really see exactly where it's coming from, so it just looks a bit random that it's there. But yeah, so pretty much look like we're in a formation here. I believe there is a formation known as a diamond formation. Well, I do know that there is, which we are in our sorts. So yeah, but either way, it's just a breakout of this pennant. Break out of this tightening formation. We're obviously looking for a move. I think obviously to the downside, I don't think we'll get stopped at 9,000 this time. I think just with this accumulation of lower highs, I think that we will just get forced through the bottom of here, and then yeah, we'll obviously look to play out this zone here. That's the downside. The upside is obviously if we break up, well, to be honest, the upside is not necessarily as well, I don't know, it depending on what time frame we look on. This time frame here, obviously the upside could potentially only really get us up to test here, but if we actually look at some higher time frames like the 3-day, where we're looking at those 3-day Stokes turn up and the bullish divergence on the 3-day, the move up to here could then start to confirm this as a low on the 3-day, and then start to the woman could start to play out that bullish divergence up to the top of the range basically. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Not really gonna be anything TD wise, because it's not really doing much, not much trend wise. We will have a look at the 4-hour Stokes are turning back down again, looking to turn back down. But yeah, we are obviously we're at the I mean, I say they're turning down. You can see that basically, like, so far as Stokes go, we are roughly flatlining so far as Stokes go, just at the middle of the range. So it's just showing there's no real momentum or direction at the moment. And then if we go to the 8-hour, I mean, again, you can kind of see there's no real momentum move or direction. We just kind of sat there. And the 12-hour, I mean, 12 hours down. 12 hours is a larger time frame, so I mean that is downward pressure. So we're obviously looking for 12 hours to turn up, which it will do at around 9,300. So that isn't far away. So that's an important pivot on the 12-hour Stokes, 9,300-ish area, because that will turn us back up, and that could be a rejection of the bearish control zone here, and then we could get a nice move up in the Stokes. And then daily, yeah, I mean, whilst daily is coming down again, you can see it's just hovering around the middle of the range. So it's just waiting for direction. We have no real direction basically in this market at the moment. We have no real direction. As you can see, there's no real direction. There's not really been any real direction for a while. I mean, we've had this channel, but I mean, you could very easily, yeah, I mean, we've had this channel, which is an ever so slight drift down, isn't it, in price action over like nearly a 2-month period. So no real I am happy saying there's no real direction at the moment. So we're waiting for a big directional move. Obviously, we can see our volatility on the daily. It's just non-existent. It's like non-existent. We haven't had a period of time like this before. So we are expecting a huge move. Looking at stock markets again today, I mean, we're starting to see a bit of bifurcation now between the strength in the Nasdaq and the S&P. That could be signaling a shift from basically growth to value. Obviously, Nasdaq is more growth, and S&P is more weighted value. So obviously the S&P, you can see, is looking good compared to its high here. Whereas if we looked at the Nasdaq, here we go. Is it this one? Yeah. So obviously, wait, was I on this in an equivalent time frame? But basically, what I'm saying is that the S&P is relative to this high here, and the Nasdaq is basically about at that same high again. And obviously the Nasdaq, as you can see here, the S&P is near that same high, above that line there, whereas the Nasdaq, as you can see, is quite far away off it. So maybe there's obviously a difference now between those at the moment, at present. I mean, a day doesn't necessarily make a trend, but obviously the Nasdaq has been most notably stronger on every move up for a long time. So it is now, obviously the fact it is now weaker is quite notable. I've no doubt Tesla is having an impact on that metric. But yeah, so whilst we could have topped out in the Nasdaq, we could still be getting more push up in value. Ultimately, the difference will be whether we see more weakness in the dollar or more strength in the dollar. That's ultimately what the deciding factor will be. And at the moment, we're seeing weakness in the dollar. Weakness in the dollar is great for Bitcoin. It's great for Bitcoin. It's great for anything that isn't the dollar, basically. Weakness in the dollar is great for everything going up. So that's to put that simply. Gold and silver making some nice moves up as well. Oil reflating again. Obviously, you know, as you know, oil is a buy. Quantities a buy. Everything's a buy. Bitcoin's a commodity. It's a buy. Everything in this inflationary environment is a buy, apart from obviously some stocks that don't really do well in inflationary environments. So that's it really this morning. So we are looking for a breakout of this pennant. I mean, realistically, if we break to the upside, I think that will trigger the 3-day. We'll start to trigger the 3-day bullish factors that'll get us to the top of the range. If we break down below here, below to the downside, I don't think 9,000 is going to stop us. I think we are going to be coming down to here and then just seeing whether this stops us. So right, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Remember, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later today.